Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I want to ask your forgiveness for being late. Sorry about that. Had a lot of crazy stuff going on this morning and having to just juggle a couple of things. And then my camera didn't want to actually show appropriately. So that was fun. But anyhow, thanks for being here. It means a lot to me. You guys are great. This is the Friday edition of the Papa Joe Show. So we are going to be a little squirrely, not necessarily on purpose, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to bounce around a little bit. Anyhow, listen, thanks for being part of the show. Today we're going to take a look at Matic, some crazy cool stuff going on with them. If you're not paying attention to Matic or Polygon, sorry, I've been in it since it was Matic. There's a whole story as to why that is there, but anyways, we'll take a look at hyperinflation, the bond market, how they all correlate with the rising prices in the crypto and stock market too. Anyhow, we're also going to take a look at some interesting stuff around Gen Z, so stick around to the end. We have some interesting information that is starting to rear its head, something I've been saying was going to happen around the entire next generation, if you will, when it comes to banking, retirement, all that kind of stuff, how they work, everything. And I think that there's a lot to be learned from those types of things. So anyways, let's jump in. Oh, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And then grab the bell so you hear when I go live. I do a couple times a week, and we have a good time when we're here because there's a live chat and there's a community of people who actually love the content here. And I really appreciate y'all being here every day like you are. It means a lot to me, so thank you. So we're going to jump in, and as long as everything shares appropriately, we're going to have a good time here. There we go. Fantastic. Let's move this down here. If I can. There we go. All right, cool. So Bitcoin's up. It really is up, which is fantastic. It's pushing 3% today. We'll see if it really kind of continues to run. It looks like it wicked up to 21.3 at one point. 21.3. We'll see if it can continue on the day. Let's go to the hour and check it on the hour here. There we go. Yeah, that got pushed up and then slammed down. So that did actually get pushed up above 21. Very, very cool. Very interesting. So let's see how well it'll stay there. Who knows right now at this point. The Dow is coming down, so is an S&P 500, and so is the NASDAQ. These are the hour charts. That's some interesting gaps. What does it look like on the day here? Yeah, that's yeah. All right, so there's the hour. All right, cool. So we got gold pushing up as well. So is silver. Man, that's crazy. Divi is pushing a little bit as well, but kind of maybe consolidating. This is on the hour as well. So let's take a look at Matic. Matic had an interesting run. It went from 85-ish cents thereabouts and is now above $1, and it's pushed almost to $1.20. Now Matic's all-time high, if I'm not mistaken, is almost $3. Let's come back here. Yeah, it's almost $3, somewhere in that ballpark. Almost there. Guys and gals, Matic is something that people, or Polygon is something that people don't really pay attention to a whole lot. They're starting to. And you're starting to see some crazy, crazy stuff here. There's a lot of things why this is going on. Okay. Right now, this particular run and this particular reason is because Meta or Facebook is going to be using them as their NFT platform or their blockchain for NFT. So we're going to come over here. Matic rally gathers speed as Meta announces Polygon-powered NFTs. Chart signals golden cross, which is very true. Polygon's Matic could be a core long position, one strategy says, and yes, it can. You know why? Because it actually can eat the lunch of most other blockchains out there because they are going to be, in my opinion, they're going to be the internet of blockchains. Everything we do in life right now touches the internet. Polygon is going to be the internet of blockchains. Every other blockchain, everything we do ends up touching Matic in some way. Or Polygon. The reason being is because they've actually gone and built the proper infrastructure. They've built the proper cross-platform system that I have not seen in this space in a long time ever, right? Bitcoin does one job, great. Ethereum does lots of different jobs. Fantastic. You know, Polygon does both and then a lot more, just to put it into perspective for everybody. It is an interesting platform, to say the least. I have told you guys many times about Polygon. I've done shows specifically around Polygon. I'm not trying to give y'all financial advice, but they're actually building stuff. They're actually doing things. Net new projects aren't being built on Ethereum anymore. They're being built on Polygon or Matic. They're doing that because, well, they actually have the easiest to use platform. It's fast, it's cheap. Man, it's really, really, really cheap, which is pretty fantastic, which is great. Hang on just a second for me. My system's giving me something here. Never mind. Anyhow, the advanced scaling system, Polygon's native cryptocurrency, Matic, has accelerated in a wake of positive news on bullish chart patterns. Matic has rallied 30% in 2 days, which is incredible for any crypto, for any market for that matter. Reached a 6-month high of $1.15 on Friday. According to Coindesk data, the climb has lifted the cryptocurrency's cumulative gain since the end of June to 270%. So let's go over here and look at this over here. Let's see. Did it push through? It's now to 11. Fantastic. So let's go over here. Let's look at the other information. Show more. Polygon's price history. So all-time low, and that was 0.03. So at the beginning, it launched a little higher and it dipped down a little bit. But anyways, from the beginning until today, if you had bought it at that point, you would have 37,309% return on every dollar you put in it. Just to put into perspective, there is some real money in this. This, honestly, guys and gals, can really run. Like, really run, okay? Pay attention to it because the big boys are playing with it and they're going to have fun with it. Now, let's go over here. Polygon.technology. Let's check this out. So, you have these multiple solutions, right? You have Polygon Proof of Stake. It's an EVM. The Polygon Supernets, which is fantastic, cool stuff. That is some really neat stuff you got to pay attention to. Polygon Avail, Polygon Zero. Yeah, that is in rollup. That is zero knowledge rollups. Fantastic, amazing, crazy, cool stuff. Polygon Maiden or Maiden, excuse me, which is a Stark base, which is a type of. We won't get into the weeds for that. It's really, really going to be amazing stuff there. Now, a zero knowledge EVM, that's different. Anyone seen that before? Yeah, a I don't need to know anything about you EVM. Very, very cool stuff. That I hadn't seen yet before. That's interesting. Nightfall. Yep, that's a privacy based. This is all privacy based, and it's fast. The Polygon Edge has been around for a little while. It's a modular system. That's the other thing. People don't realize how modular this is from a coding and a financial technical whatever. It's all, and then the Polygon ID. This is going to be huge, even for like enterprises the world over. If you know what I'm talking about with the whole identity management stuff. They're building solutions that are solving real world problems. Pay attention to Polygon. Anyhow, this is a big deal for Polygon that it's running because they're Facebook Meta effectively chose Polygon, just like other big companies are. Starbucks is doing stuff with them. I want to say you go look at their partners that they have. Let's see, where is community? Where is it? The ecosystems. Let's see here. They have a ton of different projects that are rolling on their system, and they have lots of different things that are being used by Matic. Pay attention to it. If you're not, you really need to be. Not financial advice. Just go educate yourselves and learn about it. That's all you need to go do. Hopefully, this is part of that education for you, and that really is going to be a fun time. The latest leg higher could be attributed to Web2 giant Meta's or Facebook decision to launch a toolkit allowing users of social media platform Instagram to mint and sell Polygon-powered non-fungible tokens or NFTs or digital collectibles. Polygon is the first partner that Meta or Facebook has chosen for the new feature. Creators will soon be able to make their own digital collectibles on Instagram and sell them to fans, both on and off Instagram. Meta announced Wednesday they'll have an end-to-end toolkit from creation, starting on the Polygon blockchain, to the showcasing and selling. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Now imagine the Facebook Marketplace. You're selling and buying your homes or your cars or anything like that. Really, really interesting stuff. Interesting things right here too. On the same day, investment banking giant JP Morgan successfully executed its first decentralized finance trade over Polygon. So the banks are also looking at Polygon. Where's the money going, folks? Where's the money going? Maddox rally since then suggests that despite lingering concerns about the global economy, investors are ready to snap up coins with positive fundamental developments, like I've been saying, that promise increased use cases. Again, like I've been saying. Interesting stuff. Polygon Matic could be a core long position here as Meta or Facebook is serious about luring TikTok influencers away and becoming more attractive on its Instagram platform. Crazy stuff. This is interesting too. This is also really a big deal. I didn't see this earlier when I read this for some reason. They're pledging to take zero commission on sales, contrary to Apple's 30% cut of all NFT sales on the App Store. Yeah, that's kind of a big selling point. Anyways, gonna be a good time. So let's shift gears for 2 seconds because I have a theory as to why crypto in general and the stock market is the stock market is turning red now. It's interesting. Let's see what happens. I have a theory as to why all of this is happening. Okay. Now, a major hedge fund just warned that hyperinflation could lead to global societal collapse, and it blames the central bank. It does. It's because it is their fault. They print money out of nothing and they then charge interest on it because they want to for whatever. Anyhow, the world's world's financial crisis in decades may be right on our doorstep. It already is here. It already is here. Rising inflation, the largest interest rate hikes globally in 2 decades, have set the stage for the biggest economic upheaval since World War II, according to Elliott Management, a major hedge fund that manages nearly $56 billion in assets. A unique and extraordinary set of economic conditions is steering the globe toward a crisis worse than any stock market crashes or energy shocks of the past 70 years. Elliott warned in a recent letter to clients, the Financial Times reported on Wednesday. Okay. Yes, we are aware. Every one of my regulars, y'all are aware we're coming into a very, very nasty time. Okay. We're very aware of that. People aren't paying attention to this, but everyone's like, the stock market's up, even crypto's up. Why is that? Why is that? Well, here's why. In my opinion, the bond market sees no end to worst turbulence since credit crash. Fed policy pause may calm markets for only a limited period. Bank of America says Treasury market fragile and vulnerable to shock. I wonder why. For bond trader, what happened to the... Well, they cut the article off. Good old Bloomberg. Big old... Anyways. For bond traders, the upward drift of Treasury yields hasn't been that hard to predict. It's the short-term swings that are vexing. The world's largest bond market is being whipsawed by its longest stretch of sustained volatility since the onset of the financial crisis in 2007. Then we're here again, folks. We're here again. Marking a stark break with with the stability seen during the long era of historically low interest rates. And the uncertainty that's driven it doesn't appear set to fade anytime soon. Inflation is still running at a 4-decade high. The Federal Reserve is raising interest rates aggressively. The Wall Street is struggling to gauge how well a still resilient economy will hold up. Here's the deal, guys. They are telling you very similar stuff that they did in 2006, 2007, and 2008, right before everything just fell off a cliff. Just fell off a cliff. So when the bond market collapses, where does that money go? Well, it goes into the stock market historically and into cash. Well, you go over here, you look at the Dixie, it's been up and continues to run. Do you see? So this is the dollar currency index. So people will take money out of the bonds, put it into the dollar index, which is part of the reason why it's been running, because it's cash to them. And well, they're also going to go and put it into other currencies. Well, what's another currency that people are aware of? Gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down. Gold is down. Silver is down. So where are they going to put their money when it comes to everything, anything and everything, to continue to turn or make a profit? They're not going to put it in, but they're putting it in the stock market because that's an off ramp, if you will, out of the bond market. Bonds fail, money goes into the stock market, pushes the stock market up, and then when people realize that the dollar is worthless, which they already are, they will run into crypto. You're going to start seeing crypto run big time, major. Like you're talking like $10,000 increments in a day or more, right? Everyone's like, yeah, PAPAJO, blah, blah, blah. You can't say that. I'm like, no, I can't say that, but I'm just looking at past historical trends that has happened in the past. I remember I've been in this since late 2011. So I remember when I remember when things ran in well, I guess it was, when was it? Hang on. Go back here to the I'm gonna get my information right, y'all. I'm gonna get my information right. So what's this dinosaur? I don't even know what that is. When was it? That's 14. So they didn't even carry this back that far. Wow. That's Binance. Okay, wow. Okay, well, Coinbase wasn't around that long. So what? It went in 2015. When did it start running again? 2016, 17. When it started? Okay, we'll go back to 17. Okay, we'll go back to 2017. It really ran in 2017, and I remember sitting at work and it running to obscene highs back then. What did it go to? Like 2000. It almost went to $20,000. It really ran. And I remember talking to people at work to like, this Bitcoin thing's crazy, and I was like, yeah, it is. The next day I came in. Did you see Bitcoin this morning? It went above. What was it? It went. From the 25. It went from the low digit thousands, and then all of a sudden it jumped in like October, November. It jumped 8,000, then 10,000, then 15,000, and then it continued up to. And it's just like in a couple of days' time, like a couple of weeks' time, it just boom. All right, each one of these is a week. So yeah. Anyhow, I digress. It was pretty impressive to watch. Well, this kind of smells very similar. It really does. Except this time around, it's going to be because somebody somewhere decided to print way too much money, and it's going to not be pretty at all. I mean, Bitcoin's doing that. Look at Litecoin. You paying attention? Anyone paying attention to Litecoin? You know, Litecoin's a good one. Been paying attention to it. Look at that. All right, it jumped to over 70 earlier. Litecoin's not something to sleep on, people. Not financial advice or anything, but it's fun to mine it. That's for sure. Anyhow, I digress. So the bond market. Money's leaving the bond market and it's going into stocks, going into fiat or what's it called? Base Mountain, you just threw me through a loop there with that one. I need to go check Barry. All right. So here's an interesting little information here. This is something that people need to pay attention to. Nearly 50% of all Gen Z and millennials want crypto investments in their 401ks. Here's why that's a risky move. Good old market, CNBC. Yeah, you gotta love it. Anyhow, forget what they're saying here, and I'm just going to put it this perspective. 401ks prop the stock market up. Not a good idea. Not financial advice. You'll do what you want. I know people who have taken their 401ks, cashed out of them, and put them into crypto assets, and were grateful that they did because they've exponentially grown what they had before. Like I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of percentage points on what they would have typically, what they would have never seen that ever in any other way. And some of the people have already retired and things like that. It's actually pretty impressive to watch what they've been doing. But anyways, CNBC is going to tell you it's a bad idea. If you're dreaming of combining your cryptocurrency investments with your retirement savings, you're not alone. Nearly 50% of Gen Z and millennial employees wish they could invest in cryptocurrency via their 401k retirement plan, according to Charles Schwab. In a study that they did, which surveyed 1,000 401k plan participants between the ages of 21 and 70 who work for companies with at least 25 employees and currently contribute to their company's 401k plan. They are questioning the traditional approaches to both work and retirement. Yes, they are. There's a reason why. Work all day, no time for your family in the evening, no time for you to live your life. You work all this time so that you can afford these big houses, these fancy cars, to impress people that don't matter. Everyone matters, but their opinions don't matter. Why care about impressing people is what I'm getting at, right? And now the next generation's coming up and they're going, that's stupid. Just go live your life. That's what they're doing. And this is why it's hard to hire people, is because those Gen Zers, millennials, they're finding ways to make money that no one ever thought was possible, and yet they're becoming multimillionaires, not working a whole lot and living their lives. It's impressive, to be honest. It's actually very impressive. So CNBC would tell you it's risky and not something that's going to be allowed, basically. Well, what's this? What's this? 401k plans now let workers put retirement money into cryptocurrency. Oh, wait a minute. I guess they don't talk to each other. Told you I was going to be squirrely. Yeah. Though employers and regulators remain cautious, some plans are beginning to offer the option. A small group of workers is finding something new in their 401k plan, the option to invest cryptocurrency. Momentum has been building to allow workers to invest retirement savings in Bitcoin, Ether, and other cryptocurrencies. Despite crypto's sharp dives, warnings from regulators. I really don't care about regulators. Retirement plan providers have moved ahead with some of the 24,500 401k plans that Fidelity Investments administrators began offering Bitcoin in their investment menus this fall. The company said, "For Us All Incorporated, and San Francisco-based 401k provider that caters to small companies, and has 1.4 billion in retirement plan assets, says 50 of its 550 clients began allowing workers to invest some of their retirement in savings in cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and about 8 weeks ago. Crazy stuff. 401k companies are launching their crypto offerings amid bear market that has caused steep sell-offs in many cryptocurrencies since the hitting its high of around $66,000 in November. It's actually almost $70,000, but whatever. Bitcoin has fallen since to $20,000. Yeah, no, just stay out of the 401ks. By adding the crypto into the 401ks, you're keeping their crap alive. You're making them stay relevant. There's not a need. Be your own bank. Become your own. Have responsibility. The next generation, I was like, oh, they're stupid. The millennials are stupid. The Gen Zers, they don't know what's what. And it's like, yeah, they're going to probably build the robots to do the jobs that everyone else does. And I don't necessarily mean the physical robots. Like, you can automate stuff. Because with blockchain technology, there's a lot of things in the world that we have people doing jobs, brick and mortar type jobs. You don't need them to do that anymore. They can go live their lives. They can go learn something else and go do something else with their lives that is more rewarding, more fulfilling, and more time conscious. Because time is the only asset you can't make more of, guys and gals. Time is the only asset you cannot make more of. So the next generation's really paying attention to that. They're investing in themselves. They're investing in their friends and their family. They're investing in their spouses and their children. They're actually taking the time to build a future for themselves and those they love so that they can actually spend the limited time that they have on this earth with them. That is their focus. They're not focused on making millions and millions of dollars, although some of them can simply just do it because they just can. They're not focused on having the biggest, baddest house or the fastest, stupid little cars. No, they're focused on going and doing, going and living, enjoying life, enjoying food, enjoying the spaces in the world. They're actually focused on time. That's what they're focused on. They're not giving their time to some business. They're not giving their lives to some business to make that business wealthy. They're trying to find ways to go and provide for themselves, those they love, as easy as possible. It's not lazy. A lot of people, oh, they're just lazy. They don't want to work. No, there's a fine line between laziness and efficiency. If you can find an efficient way to do something, why do it? Why work harder? Work smarter. That whole saying. You know, I when I was younger, I used to install Wi-Fi in hotels. This was back before there was Wi-Fi in hotels. Okay, and we would configure the equipment back at our shop ahead of time, and we would ship everything on site, and we would fly to wherever it was, and we would get there as the equipment got there. And it was basically a plug and play thing. You just had to run the cables and terminate everything and connect everything, um, and then it would just run. You turn it on and it would just go, right? So I remember one day I flew out to a location, and the jobs were supposed to take 4 or 5 days, with two people working a job. Well, there was one time I had to do a job by myself. I was like, I'm not doing this again. So what I did is I went and bought a remote control track vehicle, an infrared camera, and I made them get me pull string, which is what you use to pull wires and ceilings and stuff like that, right? So anyone who's done any of that kind of stuff, you understand what I'm talking about. I took the remote control track vehicle, tied the pull string, put it in the drop ceiling, and drove the little remote control vehicle into where the cables were going to be terminated. It's called an IDF. Okay. There's an MDF, which is main distribution facilities, or I think facility. Anyways, whatever. So I was able to have an entire site set up in 4 hours, not 4 days, 4 hours. And I called my boss and was like, I'm done. He's like, there's no way you're done. This is like right at not long after I started with the company. He's like, I was like, what's the next job? He's like, there's no way. I was like, okay. He's like, stay there. And he flew out to where I was, checked everything out, went to the next job with me, and watched what I did by myself. And I knocked out the entire eastern seaboard. And I was all over the country, but I knocked out the entire eastern seaboard just simply doing that. I found an easier, simple way to not break my back, to not crawl on ceilings, to not get dirty, blah, 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 blah. And it was simple. There's a fine line between laziness and efficiency. And the next generation is working on the efficient ways of doing stuff. That's why I keep talking about blockchain technology, how it equals freedom for humanity, and how we as humanity can actually go and build and automate the necessary things we need in our lives so that we can actually spend the time in our lives that we have with those who we care about. Anyways, I'm going to run through and see. You guys are having an amazing conversation today, and thank you all for being part of the show. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helped me grow out the channel. It does mean a lot to me for those of you who are part of this. Also, if you got this far in the show, smash the likes. It lets YouTube know that I did a good job. You like what I'm hearing, or like what you're hearing, and all that fun stuff. Also, real quick before I run through the chat here, tune in this afternoon for the Patreon show. It's at 4:30 Eastern. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Not sure what's. I got a couple subjects I want to talk about. Not sure what I'm talking about just yet, but we shall see. Anyhow, what's going on, Lithia? How are you? I appreciate you being here today. Thanks for always being here. You too, Bitcoin Bull. How are you? Help me, Dr. W. I woke up. I wake up every night this week dreaming about the election next week being stolen again. Other than that, happy Friday, y'all. Brother, we might talk about that this afternoon. We'll see what happens. See if I have time to dig up some stuff. What's going on, Tom? How you doing, brother? Thanks for being here, man. Daddy-o, what is up? Thanks for being part of the show. What's going on, Carrie? How are you today? Thanks for being here. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let's see who else. Clint Westwood is in the house. By the way, he has a YouTube channel himself. Go check out his stuff. Loves Litecoin. A lot of really great information about a lot of good stuff. Pay attention to him. He's got a good show. Definitely worth paying attention to. Who else is in the house today? We've got Trini Man. What's up, brother? Thanks for being here, man. Hopefully you guys and your family is doing well. It's been a little bit. We should hopefully see you guys in the house soon. We got Evan. How are you today? Can you talk about how normies can understand 10-year yield spikes being this really tiny? Giant red flag in the future episode or just helpful resources? That I can potentially do a show on. I don't have time at this point, but basically the 10-year as it runs, that's where the inflation runs. If it inflation, the interest rates are kind of tied to it, so it's very interesting to see some stuff happening. So, anyways, Evan, thanks for that. We'll take a look at potentially doing some show or something like that on there. So we'll see if I can find the appropriate information for you guys. Let's see here. Bitcoin Bull. Yes, it is doing really well. Very, very well. Yes, Matic is going to be a good one, Trini Man. I love it. Manny, what's going on? How you doing, man? Thanks for being here. As always, it really does mean a lot to me. Every one of y'all being here is great. I love the chat, the conversation y'all have. It is always fun to see. What's going on, Busy Mountain? How are you today? Appreciate you being here. Trying to see. Hopefully, I didn't miss anyone here. Yep, Busy Mountain disappear. Silver will disappear fast. Then popular crypto. Then large cap cryptos. Exciting times, dude. It's gonna be crazy. Yep, sounds like 2017. Yeah, you mentioned this earlier. Veritasium. Go look at Veritasium, guys and gals. That should be interesting. Let's see if I can actually. I don't even know if I can. It is still here. How about that? Look at this. Let's pull this up over here. It's at $60 today. Let's see here. Crazy stuff. Looks like it's down a little bit for right now, but Veritasium is one you'll need to probably pay attention to as well. Anyhow, let's see. Who else is in here? What else are y'all talking about? It's crazy, crazy cool stuff. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. I love it that y'all have the conversation like you do. I really do appreciate it. What's going on, Cardano Anna? Thanks for being here. It is a beautiful day. Fantastic. Man, I love it. I love it. All right. Don't forget, this afternoon, 4:30 Eastern, PAPAJO Patreon show. That's linked in the description of the video. Check it out. Thanks for all of you who are part of that. It does help support the channel, and it does mean a lot to me that you're there. You all have a beautiful, blessed, and wonderful day and weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.